Hello everybody, you are welcome to this channel. I am Atanu Betal, and in this video lecture we discuss about the relative stability among the free radicals. The explanation for the relative stability among the free radicals. This is the topic of discussion. That we know that the radicals are radicals are not equally stable. 1 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree, benzyl radical or allyl radical. This radical has order of stability among the radicals. So this is the topic of discussions right in this video. Before starting this video, I would like to remind you that if you are new to this channel or do not subscribe this channel right now, up to now, you can subscribe this channel right now. Let's start our discussion about the topic, the explanation for the relative stability among the free radicals. This one, explanation for the stability order among the free radicals, or relative stability order among the free radicals. So look at this one. This one is called radical because the carbon is bearing only a single electron. So for this reason, this species, this is called reactive intermediate or reaction intermediate. This is formed during the course of organic reaction. These all species, these all radical species, these are formed during the course of organic reactions, and these are highly unstable intermediates, or you can say reactive intermediates that are formed during the course of reaction and consume after forming. So okay, these are called free radicals. Okay, and these free radicals, the carbon is bearing only one single unpaired electron in the unhybridized p orbitals. So among these free radicals, okay, so what are the stabilities of the following free radicals? I am making an order of stability. For increasing order of stability, this you can say the increasing order of stability of the free radical. This is the increasing order. This is the increasing order of stability. At first methyl radical, then ethyl radical, then isopropyl radical, then tertiary butyl radical. In this way, this one allyl radical, this one is benzyl radical, and this one is triphenyl methyl radical. So among these following radicals, the order of stability is like this. This one is less stable than this. This one is more stable. This one more stable. This one allyl and benzyl more stable. This one is called 1 degree free radical. This one is called the 2 degree free radical, and this one is called 3 degree free radical, because with the dot means electron present on carbon, or carbon bearing one single electron. With this carbon, two other carbons are bonded. So for this reason, this one is 2 degree free radical, this one is 3 degree free radical, this one is 1 degree free radical allyl, but exceptions occurs. This one is 1 degree but having higher stability than 1 degree, 2 degree and 3 degree free radical, normal free radical. This one is 1 degree, but due to the benzyl free radical have exceptions occur, and for this exception, this one is highly stable compared to this 1 degree, 2 degree and 3 degree primary, secondary and tertiary free radicals. So now look at the first reason why this order is formed, why I am arranging in this order the free radicals. The first reason is inductive effect. First reason that you can find out for this order of stabilities of the free radicals, the first reason for this order of stability is inductive effect. Look at this inductive effect here. One methyl group is present which is operating plus I inductive effect, plus I inductive effect, and due to this plus I inductive effect, electron is released to this carbon, which is now electron deficient, because you know the free radical is electron deficient species. In the free radical, you can see the picture of the free radical orbital picture, like this one is free radical. Here in the p orbital, unhybridized p orbital, only single unpaired electron is present, with carbon as sp2 hybridized. This one is unhybridized orbital. In the unhybridized orbital, only a single electron is present. So as a result, these radical are considered as electron deficient species. These are electron deficient species, means free radicals are electron deficient species. So when methyl group, which is operating a plus I inductive effect, is releasing electron to the plus carbon, which bears a electron or radical carbon, that time it can remove the electron deficiency of this carbon, radical carbon, and in this case the two plus I effect operating groups are present, two methyl groups are present in case of the 2 degree free radical, and in case of tertiary free radicals, these 3 methyl groups are present. So due to the electron donation of these 3 methyl group by plus I inductive effect, here the electron deficiency of the carbon is mostly compensated here. In this case of tertiary free radical, the electron deficiency compensated most in this case. And then you can see here the other reason, here due to the resonance, this means electron deficiency is compensated, and here also due to the resonance, this electron deficiency is removed by or compensated using the resonance effect in these two cases. Okay, for these two cases we discuss later. In this lecture session we discuss later. At first we discuss about these three means this order, this we using inductive effect. Using inductive effect, we can say this one is the order of stability of the free radicals, because you are seeing here that free radicals is electron deficient species like carbocation. So for this reason, if such groups are attached with this carbon that can release electron pair to this radical carbon, then it becomes more stable. So in this case, such groups are bonded with the carbon that can operate plus I effect and donate electrons to this carbon, and as a result this electron deficiency of the free radical remove, and order of stability is like this. Now the second reason that we can use for the order of stability of this carbocation, we need some space for discussions, so I am erasing it. So next reason that we can see that bond dissociation energy. The next reason for the order of stability that I arrange for the primary secondary and tertiary free radicals, that is the bond dissociation energy. If you say the bond dissociation energy in case of carbon hydrogen, bond dissociation energy in case of methane, and the bond dissociation energy for the carbon hydrogen bond in case of tertiary butyl means radical, for this carbon hydrogen bond breaking, this time it requires the lesser bond energy, lesser energy to break this bond. So lesser energy required to break this bond means the radical is more stable. This bond can be broken using lesser amount of energy. So for this reason, if bond dissociation energy is lesser compared to bond dissociation energy of the each radical, we have to compare the bond dissociation energy of each radical. Here the bond dissociation, carbon hydrogen bond dissociation energy is higher. Here higher carbon hydrogen bond dissociation energy is higher. Here the carbon hydrogen bond dissociation energy is lower. So lower the bond dissociation energy, lower carbon hydrogen bond breaking dissociation energy, bond breaking energy or dissociation energy, higher is the stability, and for this reason here it is highly stable. Okay, you understand here the why radical is highly stable, because carbon hydrogen bond breaking energy for this tertiary radical is lower than the bond dissociation energy or bond breaking energy of CH bond in methane. So for this reason this one is highly stable. The third reason that we can use for the order of stability is the inductive effect, bond hyperconjugation effect. You can use hyperconjugation. The next reason that you can use for this order of stability of the free radicals is hyperconjugation. Hyperconjugation effects, here you can find that this 1 degree radical has 3 alpha hydrogen for hyperconjugation, and for 2 degree radical it has 6 alpha hydrogen, this 3 and this 3 6, total 6 alpha hydrogen for hyperconjugation, and here you can find the 9 alpha hydrogen for hyperconjugation. Okay, here you can find 9 alpha hydrogen for hyperconjugation. Here a hyperconjugation takes place between it is the overlap between the sigma orbital and the sigma orbital, yeah, and the pi orbital or the p orbital. So look at this hyperconjugation in details. We can draw the hyperconjugative structures for 1 degree, 2 degree and 3 degree radicals. Suppose this one, suppose this is the ethyl radical, and in this case due to hyperconjugations some structures, hyperconjugative structures are formed, and the like first structures that we can form using this this one is formed here as the first hyperconjugative structures. This bond is broken and one electron and this 2 electron is forming a bond here, and hydrogen is becoming dot. So in this way our first structure is formed. Here hydrogen bearing a single electron, hydrogen radical, and the first structure is formed. Similarly this thing happen with also this carbon hydrogen bonds. This time this carbon hydrogen bond, if we form these carbon hydrogen bonds, again make another hyperconjugative structures, and in the next case this one can make another hyperconjugative structure. Here what happens here for this one, the one electron is coming to the hydrogen, another electron is coming to carbon, and this one is coming here for formation of bond. So due to this reason these hyperconjugative structures are obtained. This carbon hydrogen bond is bonds are broken and these hyperconjugative structures are formed. So this sigma carbon hydrogen bond is forming the overlap with the p orbital of the CH2. So this is called hyperconjugation, and if you see that there are more methyl group are attached with the carbon, that is a radical carbon, then look at this one here, it can form hyperconjugative structures with this 3 carbon hydrogen bond, and with these 3 carbon hydrogen bonds. So total it has 6 carbon hydrogen bonds for hyperconjugations. So for hyperconjugation this 3 carbon hydrogen bond can be used, and for hyperconjugation these three carbon hydrogen bond can also be used for hyperconjugation. And if we use here another methyl group, this time look at the carbon hydrogen bond 3 in here, 3, here 3, and here also 3. So because of the 9 carbon hydrogen bonds it can form 9 hyperconjugative structures. So for this reason the tertiary free radicals are highly stable compared to the secondary and the primary. These are most stable free radicals or are tertiary free radicals. Tertiary free radicals that have more number of carbon hydrogen bonds can form more hyperconjugative structures, and for this reason this type of tertiary free radicals are more stable than secondary and primary. Next explanation for the stability, order of stability of the free radicals is the resonance. We can find due to resonance some radicals are highly stable. Okay, some radicals are highly stable due to the resonance of the free radical. Like if we talk about the allyl free radical, this one is called the allyl radical. Allyl free radical, and in this case what happens, this one is forming a resonance structure. Resonance structures means CH2 dot and CH double bond CH2. So in this way it can form resonance structure. These two are called resonance structures. We are giving a double headed arrow to represent these resonance structures. So allyl radical, due to resonance this electron deficiency of the free radical is compensated because of the resonance structure of this free radical. This allyl radical can form resonating structures. Okay, so for this resonance structure formation, the 1 degree allyl radical is highly stable compared to 1 degree, 2 degree and 3 degree simple radical. Okay, so this one is stabilized due to resonance. So for this reason a higher stability is obtained from 1 degree, 2 degree and 3 degree normal free radicals. Next the example is about the benzyl free radical. This one is benzyl. Benzyl free radical. In the case of benzyl free radical, you are seeing that it is 1 degree free radical but have exceptionally high stability, and exceptionally high stability is due to the resonance structures. This can form the resonance structures like this one is the first resonating structures of the benzyl free radical. What happens here, you can see use 2 electron here, okay, or you can use this electron in outside. So we are cutting the bond and giving 2 electrons on the 2 corners, and one corner is because of the presence of 2 electrons it is forming a double bond and a radical is formed. So this is the structure of the first radical. Okay, so this one is coming and this one is becoming a negative one, the 1 electron, and the first resonating structure is formed by this benzyl free radical. You can draw the other resonating structures from this structure, resonating structure, like CH2 dot. So this one this one is not dot, CH2 only. So this one is another resonating structures. You can you can find the other resonating structures also, like This is another resonating structures of this benzyl free radical, and ultimately at last the other structure is formed. At last the CH2 dot the final structures is formed like this one. So benzyl free radical is resonating resonating the electron in the CH2 group, means the radical carbon, the electron is resonating with the benzene ring. So due to this resonance structures formation, this benzyl free radical is highly stable. Okay, and if we are already explaining the stability of this benzyl free radical due to the formation of different resonance structures. But the now question is that if there are more than one phenyl group attached, then what would be the stability? Okay, look at this situation. If we remove one hydrogen atom from this benzyl free radical and use another one phenyl group in the place of hydrogen, that time its stability is more compared to only benzyl free radical, because here this electron can also form resonance with this benzene ring. So as a result, due to more resonance, here the stability of the means two phenyl containing radical is more than the benzyl radical. In this case the resonance stabilization is more, so for this reason this radical is stabilized more. So this is the explanation for the order of stability of the free radicals. Free radical stability order can be explained using inductive effect, using bond dissociation energy, and using the resonance concept, and using you can say this one hyperconjugation. Hyperconjugation is one of the important reason to explain the relative stability of the free radicals. Bond dissociation energy, then inductive effect, these are used to explain the order of stability of the free radicals. And during the course of reaction, when free radicals are formed, we need to understand the stability of the free radicals that are formed during the course of an organic reaction. Okay, so this is the topic of discussions that I discussed completely about the stability of the free radicals. So I think you understand this topic. If you have any problem regarding this stability of the free radicals, any question, then you can ask me in the comment section. And you can find other videos from the playlist that I made in this channel, and organic or chapter wise playlist. You can find this type of more videos. So thank you for watching this video, and if you find this video is useful, then you can like this video, and if you find this channel is useful for you, or you can learn something from this channel, then you can subscribe this channel.